You know, sometimes Disney just cannot win. In this case, it's with their top 10. It's a new list of the top 10 shows supposedly that people are watching on Disney Plus. Except, well, it's not at all. And that makes it very distinct and different from the top 10s on other streaming platforms. It turns out that when Disney tells you top 10, what they're really saying is, please watch these. We'll explain right now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel that is changing hearts and minds simply by telling the truth with a capital T. At least that's what we try to be. We approximate it as best we can, and we ask only in response that you consider clicking the like button. Today we're talking about a big faux pas by Disney. They're caught already. The top 10, well, they're outright declaring that it's not based on what's really the top 10 in terms of viewership for Disney Plus and Hulu. But they probably were hoping we wouldn't catch on immediately to just how bad it is, how skewed it might be. But Jonas J. Campbell, investigative reporter for That Park Place, he's figured it out, and we're ready to shine a spotlight on the shady activities of Disney. Speaking of getting things right, folks, it's our final story of the show today. It is that Disney Plus has launched a top 10 list of movies and TV shows, and already it appears to be manipulated. We'll show you why in just a moment. This is by Todd Spangler out of Variety. If you thought they were going to give you the real top 10 of what's playing, oh, think again. Nearly 5 years after Netflix first bowed its top 10 list worldwide, Disney Plus is following suit. Disney's flagship streaming service on Wednesday launched Top 10 Today, a daily list showcasing popular movies and series on the platform. The goal, as it has been with Netflix, which pioneered the feature, is to drive engagement on Disney Plus and give subscribers another way to find a new title to stream. Disney Plus's Top 10 Today list will vary for individual subscribers, depending on various factors. Those include the user profile's content rating, subscription plan, and location. At launch, the Disney Plus Top 10 list will not be available to junior mode, i.e. kiddos in their profiles. Disney says the Disney Plus Top 10 Today is not simply a ranking of the most watched titles in a given territory. Rather, the list takes several factors into account, i.e. what Disney wants you to watch. Unlike the top 10 lists on Netflix and Warner Brothers Discovery's Max, the Disney Plus version lumps TV shows and movies together. That's the same approach that Disney-owned Hulu took when it launched its top 15 ranking in September of 2023. So, it's a top 10 list that Disney decides it's not based on actual viewership, but they don't put that out in big bold for people to understand. And we'll show you why this is so silly in just a moment. Here's the top 10 list for Disney Plus and Hulu on October 30th. And remember when they said that they do this for people based on their locations and their viewership and all? Yeah, they blow that cover with Variety because they say, by the way, here's the top 10 list for everybody. After we just told you they're not doing it for everybody, here's the top 10 for everybody. Here's what it says. Hocus Pocus from 93 is number 1 according to Disney Plus. Disney Plus original series Agatha All Along, which we know has no viewership. That's the next one. And by the way, that top 10 was for Agatha before the finale landed. Hocus Pocus 2, then Halloween Town, The Simpsons' Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Venom, Mickey's Spooky Stories, Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge, ABC's High Potential, and Haunted Mansion, a movie that no one watched either on the big or little screen. And guess what? Jonas nails them here. Do you know how to tell that the new Disney Plus Top 10 trending list is baloney? Because Bluey isn't on it. Bluey,
would you like the data on that one, bro, by the way?
Please.
Let's first of all go over here. This is from April 22nd. Bluey special draws big audience for Disney Plus. The Sign, big finale episode for Bluey, gathered 10 million views worldwide in its first week after release. Here we go. Variety Nielsen streaming top 10. Bluey shoots to number 2 as Suits continues record-breaking lead. That's from last year. Or maybe you'd prefer more recent right here. Bluey is number 1 most watched show in the U.S. for 2024. That's September of this year. And remember that 10 million from earlier? Here's Agatha All Along, episode 7, Bewitches, with 4.2 million views after just a day of streaming. If they want to say that Mickey's Scary Stories or Spooky Stories or whatever, some garbage, I'm sure it's fine, whatever, is the number 1, and they're including kid shows in this. To say that Bluey, which probably represents 30% of all streaming on the entire Disney Plus platform is
Wow.
not even in the top 10. Forgive me. This is propaganda. This is not being realistic.
It's not an actual tool.
Yeah. This is it like who said it? Somebody said it on that Park Place Morning Magic this morning. That this is a poll that is meant to influence your decisions rather than a poll that is meant to reflect people's decisions. So
Interesting.
This is this is sleight of hand, and the only reason they don't want to praise it is because they don't own it. Maybe they're mad that Bluey and the people over there at Ludo Studios continue to say, no, you can't have the rights to our theme park products. So I don't know. This is the biggest kid show in the world, and Disney doesn't make the big kid shows anymore.
All right. So panel, your thoughts on top 10, whether or not has any value to Disney, and the fact that they're already, the cover's already blown. It's not the same as the top 10s on other streaming services. It's a bunch of hooey. It's just a bunch of fooey from the House of Mouse yet again.
Yeah,
I think go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Jay. I was just going to say it seems to be promotional in nature because if you look at the big tiles at the top of the app, they correlate with those top 10 lists pretty accurately. So it's definitely they're trying to just push shows and promote shows that maybe aren't necessarily viable. Go ahead, Jay.
I, for one, cannot wait until June for that top 10. That's going to be a lovely, lovely top 10.
Oh dear.
I just think they hire people that create their own polls. Like this poll represents people that have blue eyes, and it's like, let's just name this. Hey, we asked our neighbor their favorite top 10 Halloween that they watch on Disney Plus, and so that they just work it into some weird poll out there. You know,
yeah,
we see that with the election. We see that with everything. Like these polls are just wild, man. Like what they're saying. People that drive blue cars are more likely to watch these top 10 shows for Halloween than everything. But you don't see that until the super, super fine print at the very bottom. You know, people with big ears are more likely to watch this than that.
It's what their actual preferred target audience is watching, all 10 of them.
I like how they just make it up now. It's like, this is what we wish you were watching. Please watch that.
Right now, all they're doing is they're borrowing from BuzzFeed from like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I'm going to throw one more in here,
100%.
by the way. This is the actual Nielsen data, which Disney is fine to use when it praises them, but ignoring it now. Bluey, which hasn't had a new episode since August, still almost 1 billion watch minutes here. Frequently, nothing else that's Disney Plus. Here's Inside Out 2. I guess they're saying that's dropped off completely. Forgot about that black mark over there. But
let's give some kudos to Bob's Burgers. I mean, seriously, it is the burger of the day every day in streaming. Apparently, go Bob.
Yeah,
right.
Even if somebody goes to prison for a political event going back 4 years ago.
Well.
Culture, you've rained on the parade, and I have to agree with you. Darn it.
So, again, if you bring in the facts, if you bring in the data, Disney is always trying to. They would rather lie when the truth would still.
It's a massive
better.
spin, man. Massive.
By the way, how bad is Agatha when even in your top 10 list that we know is, let's say it's a manifestation of maybe internal Disney employees and stuff.
I was gonna review every episode. After 4, I just said, look, I'll refund that super chat who told me to do that because I can't.
Jay, our audience grew as people enjoyed watching us suffer more and more.
I just couldn't do it anymore. That was it. I stopped at 4.
Helping Hollywood produce a product that you want to consume. That's what we do each and every day, folks. And this time, it's time to, say goodbye. We know, but don't cry. No, for we will have more videos on the way. We love to bring those videos and that information. And by the way, if you'd like even more, consider going to the Patreon page. It's www.patreon.com/WDW Pro. It's where we put out stuff exclusively there that we simply can't put out in other places for whatever reason, be it because it's too spicy or because, perhaps we're working to corroborate it. But you can find out things early and first over there. Folks, we surely have had a great time spending time with you. Consider clicking that like button, share, subscribe, Click it and stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. And drop a comment right on down below. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.